All right, so Warfare Sports, we're a digital television production and distribution company, which is essentially the same definition as Netflix.
Okay.
So we are specializing in video on demand, but we'll also have the live aspect, which Netflix doesn't have because we'll be showing professional boxing, and we like to get into other professional sports. So the problem that I saw was I've been in the professional boxing business for 10 years, and I was on the television side of it for 6 years. And a few years ago, ESPN got rid of their Friday Night Fights series, which was, in the perspective of baseball, it would be a mid-market. So in professional baseball, you have the Yankees, you have the Red Sox. They are what you would call big market. And ESPN, the fights that they were showing were mid-market, which is essential to any sport, is having those mid-market areas. They were averaging about 400,000 viewers every Friday night. They weren't named guys who were on there, just like in some of your mid-market baseball. There's not big name guys all the time. And then HBO Boxing, they actually just, since AT&T acquired Time Warner, HBO Boxing was canceled after 45 years in the business of really being the big market team, you could say, in professional boxing. And they left really on top of the sport with seven of the most viewed boxing shows in 2018. Out of the top 10, HBO, they were essential to the sport of boxing. And then other people like regular ESPN has come in and tried to pick up some of the big market stuff. But most importantly, our viewers are going to be able to watch us via OTT or OTA, which everyone cutting cable, satellite, getting rid of traditional television, it's really the way everything is going. I mean, OTT doubled from 2016 to 2018 alone.
What's the acronym?
Oh, so OTT is over the top, and OTA is over the air. So Netflix is OTT or OTA. Depends if you watch it on your phone or if you're watching it on your smart TV. Nowadays, every smart TV, everyone's television is pretty much connected to the web. Your laptop, your computer, iPad, your phone. 95% of YouTube is watched via OTT. 70% of Netflix is watched via OTT, and it's only increasing. People aren't watching the traditional television anymore.
Gotcha.
So essentially that's OTT, an app on your phone. And then so our market would be that same mid-level market that ESPN Friday Night Fights was doing. Even some of the fights that HBO were doing that was garnishing anywhere from 400,000 viewers every Friday to 750,000 viewers on an HBO. And our demographic is 18 to 49, which is the largest spending demographic there is. And then we'll be also adding other sports in the future via OTT, because it's essentially where viewership is going. The solution is content distribution. Again, we'll be live and on demand. We'll be able to essentially optimize the OTT platform. 93% of sports are watched live, which is why it's essential to have that live aspect. We've partnered with some of the world-class promoters who were previously on ESPN Friday Night Fights and HBO, because Showtime or ESPN, they're not gonna make a partnership with a promoter to actually give them a part of the company, and that's what I did. I went to some of these boxing promoters and said, I will give you 1% of the company if you guarantee X amount of fights for 5 years to us and the fighters who you had featured on HBO who were getting those 750,000 views. And so we made deals with these promoters to air their world-class fighters on our network, essentially. So we are getting the same quality product that HBO and ESPN was putting on, and we're going to put it on an OTT app. So that's essentially our solution, our business model. In the United States, we're going to be free. We wanted to go with the ABC, NBC, CBS route. They show the largest television events in the United States, the largest sporting events in the United States. You don't pay to watch the Super Bowl. And if we had a subscription on our domestic consumer in the United States, we'd be really putting a cap on our potential viewers. So if someone calls their buddy and says, hey, there's a great fight on, and you have to go into this app and pay $9.99 or $12.99 like a Netflix, not everyone's going to participate in viewing that. So we're going to rely heavily on our sports advertisement dollars, which sports advertisement dollars per year is about $17.8 billion alone. We're going to have an international subscription of $4.99. We can sell our content to international television where boxing and other sports are in high demand in other countries, in Asia, Brazil, Europe. They're always trying to buy content from the US market. We can also have time buys where people pay us to be on the network, which actually happens frequently. That's how the UFC got started. They paid Spike TV to be on their network. Pay-per-views, so we can be a pay-per-view distributor for other sports and larger sporting events, where it actually doesn't cost us anything. We actually retain a piece of every pay-per-view buy. And then in the future, we see us doing a $4.99 premium service with future sports, whether that be professional motocross, professional bull riding, these niche alternative sports, you could say, that are outside football, basketball, baseball, and hockey that we can really capitalize on. So our team, we have myself, like I said, I've been in the professional boxing business for over 10 years, 6 years on the television side. We have Laura Flanagan, who in 2017 worked with Facebook in their advertisement department. We have Steve Ferguson, who's our CFO, 25 years in finance and operating. We have Chris Howard, who has 37 years in corporate principal and venture capital. He actually has been helping me with this specifically since day one, since the mere concept that I had of this whole idea 4 years ago. We have attorney Garrett Sutton, who's part of the Rich Dad Poor Dad group. He's been helping me right there after Chris along this entire journey. We have Bruce Trampler, who's an executive at Top Rank Boxing, which is the largest boxing promoter in the world. He's built Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya, Miguel Cotto. They built their careers. So he's one of our large advisors when it comes to the boxing end and getting down some of the fine details of contracts and the value of certain fighters. And that's our business plan, and that's our pitch in a nutshell. You can